It's really nice to have some more company around here. Really makes fighting a breeze too. Well, yeah, what did you expect? The monsters around here don't stand a chance against me. Your powers are on a completely different level, true. But that's not what Laura was trying to say, Aegis. Laura doesn't think of blades as mere tools of their drivers. To her, they're partners in arms. Am I right? Exactly. When I said we had more company, I was talking about all three of you. I don't care whether you're a blade or a driver. I'm just happy that we get to share our time together. Okay then, that's a pretty weird way of thinking if you ask me. You think so? Should we perhaps be on our way to Yanchik Harbor now? If we keep to the road, it should take us straight there. The regular boat from Yanchik to Gormod, is it? As far as I know, it's still running, but we should probably hurry all the same. Adam is a party member, Adam is a party member, Adam is a party member! I can't substitute him in, though. We gotta keep playing as Team Laura. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2! Last time, we began our adventures in Tornan, and now, Haze has rejoined your party. We'll be able to blade switch. When a team contains 2 blades, performing a blade switch while exploring in battle lets you select which of the blades will participate in the action. You can perform a blade switch by pressing left. In battle, the technique also comes with a cooldown timer, so you won't be able to use it in quick succession. By combining Vanguard switching and blade switching, you can choose the battle participants to suit your playstyle, or as the situation requires. We can also do this in real time on the field without having to go into a menu, letting us just run around as Haze, and we can swap to Jin, we can swap back to Laura. It's so easy and convenient and optimal is the word that I want to use for it. We got those new tooltips added in. Let's go on ahead. Talent arts are now available too. Okay, we'll have to show those when we get into a new battle. We go on up ahead, and it looks like the Titan's feeling a little gassy. What's this? Some kind of weird mist. Must be an ether miasma. We should do something about it before it ends up blocking the way to the harbor. I wasn't here when I passed through before. It does seem to have sprung up fairly recently. Bother. This is the only way through to the harbor where the ship departs. And there are monsters too. Maybe miasma attracted them somehow? Indeed, we should handle this before more of them show up. Just let me hit that miasma. I'll blast it in next week. Yes, and everything in a quarter-mile radius while you're at it. What's the problem? Miasma's in the way. Mithra burns miasma. Miasma no longer in the way. Done. Mithra, the power you wield is undeniable. But all it takes is the slightest misjudgment and we end up being no better than Malice. Sorry to interrupt, but I think Haze's power should be able to disperse it too. Oh really? That would be very handy. Yes, I just need a moment of concentration. Do you think you could take care of the monsters for me? Say no more. Mithra, you're up. This seems like a ridiculously overcomplicated way to deal with things, but my driver's wish is my command. That'll do. Let's go. Can't let them shake you down there. What bars the way? Smash through the blocks that bar your way. Let's go. We're gonna defeat lots of enemies in order to get at that miasma. You've just received a quest. Well done, you. I like my tutorials of personality. It just fixes everything. Quests can broadly be divided into main story quests and regular quests. This one is a main story quest, which means it's required to progress through the game's story. The two aren't as different as you would think, but we'll get into that later. Its objective appears on the compass as a pink wait icon. Many people out in the world have troubles that they appreciate your help with. These characters will have a blue icon above their heads. Speak to them and they'll explain the situation requesting your assistance with something. That's how regular quests work. Resolving their issues will surely move them to reward you with a nice gift in return. Regular quests are not necessary to progress through the game's story. He lied! We'll get into that later. Now then, let's use Haze's powers to get rid of the ether miasma here. Oh wow, we're just getting into a fight. Each of your party characters has a unique art that only they can use, called a talent art. If you meet the requirements for activating it, you can press right to do so. To check the conditions and effects of talent arts, visit the Enhance Arts menu. Talent arts have very powerful effects, but come with significant downsides as well. Be sure to consider when and how to use them to get the most benefit. Haze, our newest party member, aside from the other two, is a new weapon class, the Crossier. Pretty slow attacker and not any real critical range, but it limits others' powers. With this new addition, Team Laura is a Protean, where we have Laura being about status and aggro reduction, Jin is a fierce attacker, and Haze is support. This becomes apparent with her first battle skill, Headwind, reducing damage party-wide. Helpful to have, can never hurt you. All done. Now it's Haze's time to shine. Not so fast. That wasn't all the monsters. The miasmas attracted more. We can't do anything until they're all dealt with. Well, that's lame. Lame it may be, but we can't give up now. Ooh, just doing that battle stance.
They're coming.
Her second battle skill, Tailwind, increases the entire party's damage at max affinity. Basically a weaker version of Doggus' skill, and you know how good that is. And Summer Breeze increases party resistance to all debuffs. This is not reactions, so nothing like break or topple or any of that. True to the lore, at her core, I did not mean for that to rhyme, she just stops things from happening. Can't use her talent art yet, but I'll gladly use Jin's Inexhaustible. He sacks some of his HP in order to just skyrocket all of his stats. Good for ending a fight quickly if you think you can just do it. Are we done yet? Seems like it. Haze, if you would. Right away. Titans, the great continents of all rest, are living beings, and one of the waste products they generate manifests as an ether miasma. Ether miasma tends to attract monsters, so removing it isn't the safest of occupations. It is, however, rewarding, as doing so unlocks a new collection point each time. Clearing away the miasma requires the right field skills. These can be acquired and improved by unlocking the right nodes on a blade's affinity chart. Ah, I see what you did there. The nodes are literally on the right, too. Ah. We can use Haze's ability to manipulate ether. The ether miasma's gone. Look over there. There's so much ether around here. We're bound to find some nice stuff if we look around. Ah, so the abundance of ether must have been what made the miasma in the first place. Indeed. Well, if you run into any more miasmas, I trust you'll do the honors, Haze. Of course, leave it to me. I'm so glad you're with us. Otherwise, I'd be forced to rely on that loose cannon Mithra, right? No, that's not what I meant. You've always been my only blade, so you don't have any experience working together with other blades. That's my fault. But I'm sure that by traveling with Haze and Jin, you'll learn a lot about your own power. And that's a good thing, right? Way to lay expectations on me. I'll give this cooperation thing a go, but I'm not making any promises about learning anything from it. I want to unpack everything that just happened across all these scenes because I've been wanting to get into it for a while. Adam being a lovable goofball after being played up to be this untouchable hero in modern times, showing the history truly only remembers the deeds, not the person. Mithra did say that Rex reminded her of him, and it shows that she meant more than just swinging a sword around and being someone who wanted to save people. It's been fun. He's hardly been a boring character at all, and I think it's way better this way. Hey, are you drivers? Then you've come just in time. You passed that bridge coming here, right? I was headed for the Harad Hills that lie beyond, but then some monsters came and settled there, and now I've got a problem. Please, would you defeat them for me? The dunes are the only place where you can find sand of that color and composition. If I don't make the delivery in time, my father will surely get physical. Ugh, the less said of that, the better. I hope you'll deal with them soon. I'll be waiting at the Feltley Village campsite. Whoa, he's just booking it! Well, that was sudden. Are we gonna do anything about it? Personally, I do feel that ensuring Laura's happy reunion with her mother is our top priority, of course. But abandoning a person in need doesn't quite sit well with me either. If we extend a helping hand, we may receive assistance in return somewhere down the line. Yeah, it really is a conundrum. It's your choice, Laura. Yeah, we're with you, whatever you decide. Thanks, guys. Let me think a while. A simple errand. I wear it on my forehead to show that I am here to help.
Them away.
You look like such a loser having a visor like that. The goodwill Laura and her friends create is known as community, a word that will be burned into your retina. The foundation of community is talking to the many and various inhabitants of Allrest. Speak to a person and you'll learn their name, job, and location. You can always check this information by going to the community menu found in the main menu. Talk to everyone you can and expand your community. Resolve an issue that a person listed in the community menu is struggling with, and they'll give you a token of their support for you. Collect a lot and your community will grow stronger. Raising the community levels will cause more quests to become available. Spreading the community spirit lets Laura, Jin, and their allies make their mark on the world. Doing good for the benefit of Allrest is its own reward. Oh, and one more thing. The menu is automatically opened every time someone's info is added to the community screen. But that can be disabled by turning on skip community registration in main menu. This option is recommended for people who want to build community quickly. New! Shows where to find him, shows the quest associated with so that you'll never be lost and know exactly what you were doing at all times. Can only help you, never hurt you. Going into Haze, she wants to take out a Salsh Rogel. I thought that was Slash Rogel all this time, and I just noticed it was Salsh. We've already seen those over by the desert where we're going. We gotta open treasure troves for you. You're quite easy. Mithra wants to defeat Caliber Scorepox in the Harad Hills, whereas Jin looks pretty much like we can't do much for him right now. It'll be a while. Going into something new, because drivers fight on the same level as blades, this now means that they have auto attack, block rate, and critical rate. This is not transferred from the blades, kind of. The strength of these stats is determined by the level of trust shared with the other two blades. As there's a tighter bond between everyone, the driver's auto attack stat goes up, increasing all of their damage. Yet again, auto attack is a poorly named stat that just should have been called attack because it affects everything and not just auto attacks. Haze's Salsh Rogel is right behind us, right as soon as we do. Oh, don't take flight. Don't get away from me. Get away from me. Get over here. Get over here. I almost fell off the cliff there. Get back here! I wish I could fly! Oh, just felt like taking a nice lap around the block, I see. Get over here. Can I maybe get up here? Can I? No! Get me! No! I will wait here! You have to land eventually! Being outsmarted by a bird. That's not such an insulting thing. Birds are smart. Oh, you get to decide when we start the fight. Shut up. So Haze, I would say, isn't helpful as often as Jin, but she has her place in the party. Her Vanguard switch effect is a smash, so if we can go from a topple into a launch, Haze can follow up with the smash, pretty much the only good damage that she's able to do. There's her level 1 special. Speaking of, do you remember how Amalthus wanted her power for himself so that he could stop the power of other blades? Yeah, she has that. Winds of Time. You can consume a recharge to just stop enemies from being able to do much of anything. It only lasts for about 5 seconds. It's unfortunately not as thrilling as it sounds to finally have this overpowered ability by your side that I would dare say is the most overpowered ability in the entire lore. I'll take Blowdown Resist and Attack Stone. And Laura, your talent art pays half of your HP to instantly recover all of your available arts. Here, I'll use it on Path of Thorns. Yeah, that would work on all of her arts at once if we had used them up. It allows her to just keep up the pressure and do damage, and usually her party's not gonna have the aggro, so it's a good effect to be aware of that can be helpful in a pinch. Plus, Haze has got the healing if you're gonna switch on to her soon anyway.
You can rely on me to aid you.
Now that we got that taken care of, here is the map screen. And oh, it's so glorious and wonderful. You can see the world tree up there. You can even see how these different regions on the Titan fit together. Why was the main game not like this? I'm sorry, I know hindsight is 2020, and when you get the chance to effectively make the same kind of game again, you're gonna do things better the second time. And this shows that they really learned and listened to what people wanted, but man, I just think about this and it's crazy how good it is. I just wish that they'd patched the main game to include some of this stuff, because it's awesome. Those green mohawks are pretty funny. It's like they got grass growing onto their heads. I see now, they're doing a grand job blocking the way, aren't they? Some people just don't know when to cut their losses and quit, I guess. That's funny coming from you. I'm starting to feel for the monsters. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Lady Laura, should we intervene? Nah. They're just saying what they're thinking. And that's no easy thing. Sure, they might butt heads sometimes, but that doesn't mean they'll kill each other, right? Who the hell do you think you are? Good line. Why don't you look in a mirror and ask yourself that? I hate this guy's guts. Friendly banter between comrades is music to my ears. I'm sure that together we can go far. Looks like they want to join the party. In that case, why don't we give them a warm welcome? Oh man, I'm gonna get to play as Volf! He's a character I've been wanting to be a party member since the first game! I'm sure someone out in the world has had that wish at some point or another. There's a lot of weird people out there, and I'm one of them. So, this quest, I want to lay down now, is not an optional side quest. I really hope that you ain't skipping past this though, because you shouldn't. This game is one of those games where it's going to tell you at some point or another, hey, I really hope you've been playing all of them side quests because until you clear 20 of them, you're not viewing the next main story cutscene. That's going to happen at a few different times, and I will let you know when we hit our first optional quest. Because believe me, it's not gonna be for a while. It's kind of weird. I know a lot of people don't like that. I kind of get where they were coming from with a shorter game like this, making it so that you would get more immersed in the world and get to know all the little problems of the people. But if you're the kind of player that doesn't really do stuff like that in your first time, you're gonna be pretty upset by the time you get that far. Crimson Slate piece by going back to the place we were in the cutscene as per usual. Some things never change, even after or even before 500 years. There I go, confusing myself again. Came. Oh, you got rid of him? Drivers sure have skills. Sure have some skills. Thanks a bunch. Simple manual labor, my arse. Nothing simple about this, you codger. Still, I gotta hurry if I don't want to get fed a knuckle sandwich. Here, I got something to offer, but take this as my thanks. Dude, you look like you have allergies or you've been crying. Are you okay? We look like gardeners in the capital, my dad and me. If you ever come to the area, just say hi. Righto then, how much sanity say you needed again? I'll remember along the way, I'm sure. He was probably crying, actually. That's probably why he looks that way.
Oh, that's so
Man,
sweet.
but those monsters were a pain. Thanks to clearing the way for me, Dad and I will work in the capital's gardens. So stop by if you're ever in the area. We've raised the community level from 0 to 1.
Great. Another
We can now craft a sword charm. We got a rigid vest and affinity max attack 1. I know exactly who I would like to give that to. Oh, Mithra, you do well with this effect. And I guess you can take blowdown resistance just out of not having anything else. Emergency guard, you got the least bad block rate out of everyone so far. You can take that because you'll be the most helpful with it. I have not gone into enhance arts yet, which has been mentioned. We have our Vanguard arts. We have 3 of them, plus we have our talent art, which this is just to see what it does exactly, if you ever need a review. We have our Vanguard arts and we have our Rearguard arts. These are akin to Blade arts in the main game, which are just passive effects that will sometimes go off. Leveling these up is not terribly helpful. You don't have control over when these go off, so the Vanguard arts, I believe, have a lot more value, which is odd because they're cheaper. Yeah. What is not worth, I'm doing a lot of double negatives, Thin Ice. We can actually level up our Switch art, making it so that we get better damage ratio while toppling the enemy. Because Jin's all switch happy and everything, I thought it sounded like a good idea to do. We'll go for Star Slash.
This power is for you.
I probably won't get a chance to use Stormy Skies for a while, so I'm gonna level
I
up
knew the practice
her
would pay off.
main arts instead.
It would appear I'm stronger.
And Mithra, you might notice that these are names of her specials. Because she's the one doing the fighting in the foreground,
No one is hurting
she can
my
now
friends.
use these as normal attacks.
This should be wild.
They don't really make things like they used to.
No one is hurting my friends.
Wow, that's big coming from you. And actually, now that we've done that, well, we got this, but Nameless Wander Pond. Me is Nameless Wander Pond. Travel through high and dry and low and wet and cold and also warm places. Life of traveler is lonely one, so is much relief when there is one chance to talk with other pond. Don't know what to say to that. Is such relief talking to friends, must reward some out. Here, take this ox core me found laying in nearby lake. Is fancy paperweight for non-driver, not much use in keeping. Happy to give away. Me think it should be right for Blade who really into smashing and brawling. Massive Melee Mithra. This is available from the start as long as you have updated your game all the way. I would say no DLC purchase necessary, but you kind of need to purchase DLC to be able to play this game in the first place. That's not true now, is it? This will up her critical rate right away from 19 to 23. So I'll take that. And I crafted a charm a little while ago.
I'm quite a fan of these. An aficionado, you could say.
Behold the power of the aficionado! That is Adam's favorite item type. Might as well knock that out early. As expected, Massive Melee Mithra is Mithra's optimal equipment and what you really should have on her. And it also means that her having her costume in a flashback isn't a plot hole anymore. Yay! It's also worth considering on Jin, though. We can now go into some crafting, and the sword charm. If I run and make some bladed holly, which I can, I could make this, which I can. Haze's crafting is talismans. She starts with 5 different recipes, one of which we can make right now, the Soothing Talisman, and the Star Maple I'm missing is over by Yanchik Harbor. This is a special recharge item, so I definitely want that. Gonna be real fun.
Wait till you see what I can make.
Adam makes replica artifacts. This Glutton Mask here is a permanent buff, increasing item drop collection range by 50 centimeters, akin to the shop deeds. I mean, he just owns everything, so everything he makes is just kind of property of the country, you see, that's how that works. He wants 2 camel manes, which can be found by the crop woods of Yorn, the place that we passed through here to get to this fight with Adam in the first place. And Mithra. Creative cuisine.
Time to get cooking.
Whole Oopa on a bun, sweet Ferris dumplings, chaos strawloo, pureed sculpin parfait, spicy scorpion cookie, inconceivable pudding, and grizzly millefleur. I can craft this right away, getting a 0.1 art recharge per second. Sadly, what we're going to be eating most of the time.
It tastes better than it looks. Probably.
Oh, Mithra. We can also make whole Oopa on a bun. The deviled onion is on Ukar's trail. I'll be back to make some of these items momentarily. For now, fireside chat. We got a lot more people to talk with. Lady Laura, your mother is safe and sound at Torrigoth Village. That's at the Gormati border, I believe. That's right. We can make our way via the ferry from Yanchik Harbor. Then I guess we need to stop chewing the fat and head out to Gormat. Ew. You really coming with us, Adam? Hey, my word is my bond. I'm worried about my mother, sure, but is this really what we should be doing right now? You were the one who said you wanted to do it, Laura. You're not going back on it now. And oh God, him mentioning chewing the fat. You ever get carried away eating a steak so you have too much fat and you can't quite chew it, it just doesn't work, so like you have to, and like it's in the back of your throat already because you tried swallowing it and you have to go in there and like pull it out and it feels so gross and it looks disgusting and the date that you're on usually just winces at it. I don't like it.
Aren't we infected?
Ether Miasma collection points can have monster parts in them, like that Bunnet bunny meat. By defeating a lot of enemies once, it might prevent you from having to fight another enemy in the future. Specifically, when going up to Yanchik Harbor, I want to go back over this way. I think it's behind the shack. Oh yeah, right over there. There's that red collection point, but also, yes!
Well, here we are.
This is becoming
Pretty wildflowers. Get the bladed holly and the star maple in one collection point. Nice, convenient one, rewards you for looking around, going off the beaten path, taking the untraveled road. Here we are, Yanchik Harbor, isn't it? That's correct. I requested that they wait specifically for Lady Laura before they depart. Ooh, nice one. Good thinking, Haze. Looks like getting our ride to Gormont will be no trouble at all. Come on, let's go and have a chat with the captain. The 2 ways of making your entire team stronger are leveling up and using pouch items. Leveling up! When you earn enough EXP through fighting battles, you'll level up, increasing the team stats. Pouch items. Add a pouch item to the driver's pouch to empower the team with a certain buff for a fixed duration. There are 3 ways to make a driver stronger. You can either improve the actual character in one of 2 ways or improve their equipment. Improving driver characters. Enhance arts using WP and the affinity chart using SP. Improving driver equipment, you can use accessories to equip your own. And also weapon slots. There are 4 ways to make a blade stronger. You can either improve the actual character in one of 2 ways or improve their equipment in one of 2 ways. Improving blade characters, use WP to earn in battle. Affinity chart, complete required tasks. Improving blade equipment, Whippin' Mud. Use core chips found in most treasure chests. Ox cores. Equip ox cores, mostly dropped by foes. When you get an affinity reward for filling a condition on a Blade's affinity chart, you'll get a pop-up notification. The affinity reward won't be unlocked at this point, though, so you won't notice any difference just yet. When you get the affinity reward pop-up, be sure to check the unlock ability in the menu. If you don't, the Blade won't develop. I'm so happy that they actually went out of their way to explain a lot of these things that confused me my first time playing. It bothered me so much that I never knew what to do, and a lot of concepts were just never explained.
The suspense is
I think better a little too much than tutorials than a little not enough. I get that they were probably just intimidated from over-explaining things and upsetting the players. We know that Xenoblade is designed with Western players in mind, taking a lot of cues from BioWare and Bethesda games. So I kind of get it that they just don't want to overwhelm people and annoy people with too many tutorials, because usually it doesn't fly with more Western audiences, but the base game really needed the ability to at least review stuff, and it needed to be better written. Are you tourists? No, not from the looks of you. You're adventurers or drivers, right? Well then, hope you're ready to hear some tips from a pro adventurer. That's me, by the way. If you're drivers, you'll stop from time to time to camp on the road. Take the opportunity to use materials you've collected to create new items. You can also use food, charms, and talismans you make for a variety of short-term boosts during battle. So, that's a pretty useful tip, isn't it? If you need more, just come anytime and ask this pro adventurer. Ahem. Is your title gonna be pro adventurer in quotes? I don't know that for sure. I'm just quoting. I'm just guessing. Elite lover adventurer. Huh, not what I thought was gonna happen. All right. So I'm gonna go back really quick and go get that camel stuff and all that good stuff. And actually, we'll talk to you on the way back. Damn it, all of items from my pouch. It's not like the end of the world or anything, but they make my life on the road a little easier. If you leverage the effects from your right items, you can really amp up your usefulness. For a bit, anyway. From the looks, at least it looks like I'm gonna be able to finish up here without too much trouble. You should be loading up your pouches with stuff as well. Keep an eye on how much you have left. Oh right, the titles are actually just above their heads when you walk up and talk to them. If I knew that, I would have been able to, yeah, Jack of all trades, Geo. Green barrel.
The suspense is killing me.
Got some red pollen orbs on the inside. Not sure how I feel about finding some of those out in the wild. And some fang chips, which I think I've already given one of those to Jin. We could give, oh, Mithra just comes with that. Okay, I was thinking of saving one of them so we'd have options open later, but we'll give this one to Haze just to take the instant increase. Wildflower Crossier.
Even on familiar ground, we must stay vigilant.
Don't be so edgy. You're gonna scare Mikhail, and possibly the new kid with us who we haven't really been introduced to yet. Attack from behind. Laura is able to speed things up at the beginning of a battle using her talent art to quickly gain access to her other stuff. And because it's your current HP half, as you get lower on health, it doesn't really matter all that much. You can just keep doing it again and again and you barely lose any health. The main benefit of this is Laura's break art. The fact that if it doesn't work once, you can just use Swallow's Flight to try it again and again and again and again. And then once it finally goes off, you switch off to Jin, topple them, and heal anyway.
I wish the battle could have been avoided.
Well, that wasn't anything to write home about.
The opposites of those two is really funny. Oh, I don't need to use your level 1 special anymore. What am I doing? It's all about driver combos now. I'm behind on the trends.
Our knowledge is power.
She wants to use Pebble Storm, her level 1. We need to use her level 3 as well. Finish enemies with her. Collect HP potions. 60 critical hits? But she's got like 2% chance of that. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so I think my strategy in most fights for a little while, just kind of basing it around what I need to unlock. We open with Laura. As soon as Adam takes the aggro, when I'm auto-attacking, which he should any second, yes, we do that, we gain access to our arts right away, and we'll build these up. We do break last, switch to Jin, toppling the enemy, and then we can switch to Haze momentarily. This does not count as a Vanguard switch, so her Vanguard smash does not take effect if we do it. And by doing that, we should be able to make meaningful progress toward everything that we're working on unlocking at the same time. After that fighting, I was able to get this.
I'll be of even more use now.
Man, the fads just keep moving on. We gotta do level 3 specials now.
Let me see.
You can make a sword charm, raising damage dealt by specials and increasing party gauge gain.
3, 2, 1, and we're done.
I'll take a soothing talisman,
I hope you'll appreciate the embroidery.
and I will especially take the glutton's mask.
Proves I've got what it takes to work the land.
None of Adam's other items can be crafted, but you can see some of these. Lure range up, lower enemy detection, lure range, max pouch items that they can carry at once. Gold earned in battle, item discovery rate, good stuff.
My cooking will make you howl for more. And that's a promise.
Need to go grab a deviled onion to be able to get this still.
Time to get cooking.
There we go. I want to make a whole loop on a bun.
Maybe I missed a step?
There's so much mileage out of all these quotes out of
By
Mithra.
stitch.
And this gives us
And
a new
careful now.
fireside chat. They just don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Hey, Mikhail, we'll be heading to Gormott pretty soon, taking the ferry from Yanchik. Yeah? What about it? Have you ever been to Gormott? Nah. How about a Titan ship? Been on one of those before? Don't think so. Yeah? Well, you might get a bit sick, but you won't get bored. First time on a boat's loads of fun. We're gonna have a blast, Mick. Mick. None too pleased, I see. No pleasing some kids,
This
you
one
know.
I'm quite proud of.
From so much discovery and questing, we can get 2 more levels out of this. I won't take them. Just thought I'd show how much progress we're making. So that's a lot of fireside chats, a lot of new features. We actually, I think, went maybe like 30 feet up the road in terms of actual progress, but we saw a lot within that stretch of time and unlocked a lot of new skills, went over new party members. It was a lot for a short space, and in fact, I kind of feel like that's kind of Tornan in a nutshell, a lot of dense content. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're gonna finish up doing every quest and everything else in the Lasaria region. See you guys then!